Yesterday's weigh-in, you know that the needle between Menay Edwards and JJ Ojuederie is genuine, Kevin.
Yeah, the first fight was colourful, to say the least, and I know Ojuederie took it at a short notice at 3 weeks, and they said it's going to be different this time round, but it was a very, let's call, aggressive weigh-in yesterday, and it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. As you said, the needle in this fight is genuine. They genuinely do not like each other, and judging from the shots that both are throwing, I think they can show.
When the ill feeling is genuine, as we just said, can that be a dangerous thing? Fighters can make mistakes, can box in the way that they wouldn't ordinarily box.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, when there's extra spike there and it was there, you tend to load up on shots a bit too early, try to get a bit reckless and things there. So both fighters have to make sure they remain composed. Whatever's happened in the past has happened in the past, and they need to concentrate on what's in front of them now and fighting. And I know Ojuederie said this time it's going to be a different, now he's had time to prepare. And Menay Edwards obviously says that it's going to be the same as it was last time. And I know Edwards got reprimanded, I believe, in the last fight for some of his behaviour during the fight, going to the wrong corner. Is that right, Ben?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, certainly gamesmanship was used to its optimum in Edwards in the first fight. Intrigued to see how he boxes this time round, and both fighters really loading up in the first minute and a half here.
Yeah, Edwards seems to try and be getting the jab established now. Ojuederie seems to have dropped his hands, and Menay Edwards is looking for that 1-2 and that right hand over the top. That's what I'd like to see Edwards do right now, is throw the 1-2, because that left hand of Ojuederie is look for the lead left hook there in the straight right hand. Apart from the first 20 seconds where it was all action, it's kind of settled down nicely. Nice raiding attack from Edwards there, but got caught as he comes in by Ojuederie.
Ojuederie there, just trying the uppercut against a much taller Edwards as he comes in. Could be a key weapon for him.
Yeah, Ojuederie looking for the right hands, and Edwards is looking to come in behind that jab and try and catch it with the right hands. And let's not forget, this is for the Southern Area Cruiserweight title, so it's 10-3, so there's a long way to go in this fight, and both fighters have got to remember that. They've got to save a little bit, but Edwards there, the nice flurry, getting Ojuederie backed on the ropes. Oh, nice right hand from Ojuederie.
Evidence based on the first round suggests it's going to be a close fight as Edwards gets through the right hand to finish the first. And this time, Menay Edwards goes back to his own corner.
Yeah, nice that they've gone to their own corners first of all. Very even round. I think Edwards just did a little bit more of the cleaning work and just edged that round. It'll be interesting to see how it goes forward. Both corners have got very experienced people in the corner. Obviously Ojuederie's got Derek Chisora's trainer and Don Charles and Dean Power working in his corner.
It's very important fight, Kevin. I mean, the rest of the Cruiserweight division is wide open. John Lewis Dickey's still the British champion, but as we've seen tonight, guys like Neil Dawson, Tony Conquest, Ojuederie Camacho, it's a wide open division.
It is a wide open division. The Cruiserweight is always an interesting weight division, because obviously the really good ones tend to step up to the heavyweight, because that's obviously where the lucrative and the big money is, and heavyweights, no matter how bad the quality's been over the years, it's always got that draw. So the Cruiserweight is a very interesting division, but as you said, it's very wide open, and whoever wins this fight can maybe challenge the likes of Conquest and Camacho said. Yeah, very nice start to the round.
Edwards is the fighter who seems to have improved from stepping up. He's obviously beaten a light heavyweight prize fighter by Tony Dodson. He's won 6 out of 7 since stepping up to Cruiserweight.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, you know, he does show flashes of brilliance at times. I remember seeing an interview not so long ago saying he wants world domination, and I think he's way off that at the moment. Nice right hand there for Ojuederie. I think it was on the gloves of Edwards though.
There's a swelling already forming on JJ's right eye.
That's from the right hand. I mentioned in the first round that JJ's left hand is down, which leaves him for that right hand, and it's coming through, but it's on the right eye.
Yeah, that's swelling up quickly.
Yeah, some shots getting through. It's that left hook, as you said there. Nice trade of shots there.
Both guys really loading up here. Ojuederie has been close a couple of times to nailing Edwards with the left hook and the uppercut, but it's certainly coming off worse at the moment in the exchanges.
Yeah, as you're saying, yeah, it's the right eyes are swelling. Sorry, I thought it was the left eye, Ben. Yeah, so it's the left hook that's obviously working for Edwards, and maybe that swelling's playing on Ojuederie's mind, because he seemed to go for it a little bit just after you mentioned the swelling, Ben. So maybe that is starting to play on his mind.
Would you be concerned with that, Kevin? That swelling? Would you get the eye on it obviously at the end of the round?
I mean, he's got a good cutsman in Dean Power in the corner, and Dean's very experienced, so it really depends on how badly it swells over the next. We'll get more of an indication over the next couple of rounds after the corners had a little chance to work on it and try and bring it down. But as long as it's not impairing his vision or caught with the right hand there. The cleaner work from Edwards, I think, getting through the cleaner shots.
Edwards there just working away on the damage.
On the right eye there.
Surprised he wasn't reprimanded then by Bob Williams for that.
Edwards is doing quite nicely. I think he's keeping quite compact. There's going to be times where it gets a little bit messy in this fight because of the needle, and that tends to always be the way. Falls short of the right hand there and caught by Ojuederie, but looking for that left head to come together there. Wild left hook there by Edwards.
Edwards to be happier, the two.
I think so. So bad swelling on that right eye now. The bad blood there again at the end, a little stare down the end of the round. That is a nasty swelling on the right eye of Ojuederie. Dean Power working away on it now. I've got Edwards 2 rounds ahead.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And for JJ, obviously now, if that swelling continues, you've got to be fearful for him. But both fighters are still trading though, and like you said, the big guys at Cruiserweight's 14 stone plus. Yeah, there'll be a chance one of them's going to walk onto a big shot.
Yeah, and that's the thing, they've got to stay tight, and because of the needle, as we said before, that there's going to be times where it gets a little bit messy and they're going to swing for the fences a little bit, but especially Edwards now going 2 rounds ahead, coming into the third, he's the one that's got to stay tighter, got to keep his hands up, because he's 2 rounds ahead, so he doesn't need now to start trying to get wild and try and knock Ojuederie out. He's ahead on the cards.
Both fighters enjoying contrasting fortunes. Menay Edwards just won 5 out of his last 6, whereas JJ's on a bit of a losing run. He's lost 5 out of his last 6 as well, so Edwards appears to be a fighter on the up who's moving towards title contention, possibly beyond Southern area if he can win this tonight.
As you say, it does look like the fighters' careers are heading in different directions, and if Ojuederie doesn't win this fight, it's difficult to see where he goes from here. Both trying to establish the jab in this round. 3 wild shots by Edwards, all whistling past Ojuederie's chin there. Both looking for the right hands there as a trading off, no one landing cleanly.
Yeah, Edwards just fell short with the right hand again. Almost countered by a left hook, and again they talk, and that works.
Talking to each other here, the bad bloods there. Ojuederie tried to take... The referee's going to have a word.
Bob Williams now stamping his authority.
A lot of talking going on, but not a lot of fighting at the end of the last part of that round before the ref broke it. I think he's just going to have a word and tell him to lessen the talking, just to keep on fighting. Have a look at that swelling now in the right eye. He can still see through it, so it's under the eye, so it's not impairing his vision at the moment, so it doesn't seem to be causing too much of a problem, but it is a target for Edwards to aim for over the next coming rounds.
How would you refer to that swelling? Is it referred to as a mouse in the trade, is it? Would you call
Yeah,
it?
mouse, yeah, swelling, it's, yeah, a mouse. I say it's, at the moment it's not too bad, but this early in the fight, in the 3rd round, it is just a target for Edwards to work on, and if he keeps pouring that jab out, keeps putting that which he's trying to do there, just keep sticking that glove in the right eye of Ojuederie, it's going to be interesting how it will pan out and if that swelling will worsen.
Yep. As you'd expect, Edwards is deliberately targeting the injury there with some nice jabs.
Nice jabs. Ojuederie tried the counter left hook there, but Edwards' right hand was up and it didn't get through. And that's the wild part we talked about. They're going there and both trading shots.
Yeah, Ojuederie there hitting on the break. I wonder if we'll see a stare down the end of this session. There's every chance.
How have you scored this round so far?
I think Edwards is just doing enough. He's doing the more accurate work.
Yeah, I think Ojuederie needs a big round. He needs something. If this goes ahead, he's going to be down around. So a nice right hand from Edwards once again. There's a risk of Edwards sort of overwhelming a bit of a shot here, and Ojuederie maybe sort of losing a little bit of heart. He needs something big. Ojuederie needs something to bring his confidence up, and a left hook there from Edwards on that swelling once again.
Edwards is taking risks as well though, he's missing himself.
Nice right hand from Ojuederie. Yeah, I mean because of the needle, and yet again another stare down. Edwards is going to want to take Ojuederie out here, and same for JJ. JJ's want to take Edwards out, so I think that's going to force them to take more risks than what he would normally do in this position.
Yeah, I suppose for Edwards really, I mean he won the first fight fairly handily on the scorecard. Yeah, very little incentive for him to go ahead with this rematch, apart from his own antics in terms of his temperament.
Absolutely, I think there's a score to be settled, as we said beforehand. Ojuederie claiming they took the fight at 3 weeks' notice because Menay Edwards, I think, was due to fight Harry Miles, but for whatever reason that fight never went ahead. Ojuederie stepped in. There was obviously bad blood, so this was the obvious rematch. But I would be saying to Edwards in the corner now that he doesn't need to trade with Ojuederie here. I've got him 3 rounds ahead. He won the last one comfortably. He can beat Ojuederie by boxing him, and if he continues to box, then I think he'll win on the scorecards. He doesn't need to get involved.
Ojuederie needs to make a breakthrough, he needs to make one soon. What kind of tactics would you suggest he tries, Kevin?
Well, he's just got to go for it. He's got to try and draw Edwards into a bit of a fight, because at the moment the first 3 rounds is when Edwards has boxed, he's winning the round. So Ojuederie needs to kind of drag him into a bit of a fight, drag him into the trenches a little bit, and try to get him to try and trade with him. It's a kill or be killed situation, and it worked there. And that's what he's trying to do. He's banging the gloves together, they're trying to pull each other up. And that's exactly what Ojuederie is doing there, trying to draw Edwards into a fight, and Edwards for a short period there did get drawn into it.
Yeah, Edwards is always happy to oblige more often than not, so who knows, the fight could change with one punch.
Interesting to note they're both wearing gold shorts.
Yeah.
Didn't think they were allowed to wear the same colour shorts. But Mind you, I suppose Edwards' shoes give it away. A nice right hand and left hook there from Ojuederie.
You were saying before that Ojuederie needs to turn the fight on its head. Just 2 stoppages there, he's 14 wins. Not known as a banger, is he?
No, he's not, but at cruiserweights and with this much needle, you just don't know. You just never can tell. But as you said, he's not known as a banger. That's why he's got to try and draw him into it, do it. Because trying to win the rounds boxing him isn't working, so he needs to do something different. However, this is a very, very close round. Nice jabs there from Menay with the right hand afterwards, and a left hook there just whistles past Ojuederie's chin. Nice left hook again, targeting that swelling on the right eye. He's almost pouring that jab, Menay, to try and break the swelling.
Not much between them, but again, the classier, more consistent work is coming from Edwards, and that's the difference in the fight so far.
Yeah, second half of this round, Edwards is back to his boxing, working behind that jab that's working well for him. Ojuederie tried to pull him into a fight the first half of this round, but again, Edwards is back to behind the jab, and at the moment, is winning this round as well.
Do you think Edwards could make the progression, should he win tonight, beyond Southern area towards British title class?
Maybe. I mean, the cruiserweight is wide open, as we talked about. So, you know, there's not a lot of other contenders around. So, you know, I certainly think he's going to get opportunities if he continues as it is. Because, not necessarily because he's talented, and he is talented. You know, at times he does do some great things, but because there isn't a great pool of cruiserweights to choose from.
Interestingly, it's always Ojuederie who wants to engage, initiate stare downs, seemingly now.
Yeah, that may be because he knows he's behind on the card.
Yeah,
so, as I talked about, we're trying to draw him into a fight. So maybe that's what he's trying to do. Maybe the stare down and the talking is just trying to draw him in. Coming into round 5, we've got Edwards 4 clear rounds ahead.
Yeah, so have I. Yep.
I've worked a lot of corners with Don Charles and Dean Powell, so I know Don is very precise with his instructions. He expects a high work rate from his fighters, and he expects his fighters to follow his instructions. So I know he'll be giving Ojuederie some nice, clear instructions, and that's what Don Charles does very, very well. He lays out exactly what he wants his fighter to do. So it'll be interesting whether JJ can implement the words that he's saying coming into this 5th round.
Yeah, Don Charles is a trainer who's really growing in prominence now, particularly with his work for Derek Chisora. He seems to have finally found a key to Derek Chisora to get him to focus.
Yeah, I mean, Derek Chisora, in my opinion, is a great finisher. And nice right hand there from Edwards. Seems to have rocked Ojuederie there a little bit, and another right hand. Seems a little bit unsteady on his leg there, Ojuederie.
Ojuederie was rocked to the soles of his boots there. He's come back with 2 body shots, but he was definitely stunned by that.
2 body shots there, but Edwards took them nicely on the elbows. He was nicely tucked up. Ojuederie trying the jab to the body there. That's what I quite like to see him to do, just throw the jab to the body and then stand up for the right hand over the top, see if he can catch Edwards from that way. That might work for him.
I'm not sure Edwards realised then just how hurt Ojuederie was. His legs was definitely shaken.
We've got the advantage of being a bit further back. We can see, obviously, when fighters are in close and they're covered up, we don't necessarily see the leg wobbles, but that's where the corner comes into play, and you know, that's my job as a trainer. That's what fighters pay me to do, to spot them things, you know, that they don't see. So nice left hook there from Edwards. Edwards took it well though. Trying to get back on that jab, working on that swelling on the right eye.
Well, we were talking before about how it was Ojuederie who needs to find a bit of a breakthrough punch, and really though it's been Edwards who's found it in this round. Yeah,
very much so. He's worked well. Nice left hook there, just whistles, just caught him, but not flush on the chin there. Again, Edwards is firmly in control as it is in this fight.
The quietly impressed with Edwards. He's kept his composure. He's boxed quite nicely behind his jab. He's quite a mature performance so far.
Yeah, he hasn't been drawn in. I mean, there has been the well-documented bad blood that we've talked about, and at the weigh-in yesterday and everything else like that. He seems to have taken the warning that he got in the first fight. He hasn't been drawn into a fight. He's boxing nicely behind his jab. He's falling short from time to time, but 90% of the work he's doing is a success. And yeah, it's a very mature performance on him. And let's just hope at the end of the fight they can both be mature and embrace each other. I'd like to see that at the end. See, Ojuederie gets that jab to the body nicely. He comes under Edwards' jab. When Edwards throws the jab, Ojuederie has had some success with getting that jab to the body, but a single jab to the body doesn't tend to do much damage. If he can stand up to the right hand afterwards, he may be able to catch Edwards.
As those questions we come to the end of round 6.
A left hook right hand fell short from Edwards there, but he's got Ojuederie and a nice right hand from... How did you score that round, Ben?
Yeah, I thought Edwards took it, Kevin. I think it seems to be getting harder for Ojuederie now. It's difficult now for him. He's a mile behind on the scorecards. He's getting worked over. 4 rounds to go for JJ Ojuederie to try and turn this fight on its head. It's a fight he's losing quite comfortably.
He needs a knockout. He needs something to turn it around. Nice left hand there from Edwards.
A grain of positivity for JJ. It's the fact that the swelling in his right eye has not really got progressively worse as the fight's gone on.
No, good corner work there from Dean Powell. He's managed to keep that swelling. Nice right hand, left hook there from Edwards. Yeah, he managed to keep that swelling under control. Edwards has been targeting. He's been trying to use the jab, so it hasn't got much worse. Ojuederie needs something. He needs something. He needs to throw all caution to the wind, maybe.
I'm not sure he believes he can do it, looking at his body language.
It doesn't look like it's a difficult place for him to be in. He's 6 rounds down. He hasn't really had any success or wobbled Edwards at all. So it's a very, very difficult and dark place for fighters to be in. And although I'm saying he's got to go forward and he's got to try a little bit more, it is very difficult and very easy for us sitting here to say that, Ben. It's hard rounds, it's hard going 6 rounds, and they've been 6 hard, fairly good pace rounds, especially for cruiserweights. Let's not forget these are big fellas, so they tend not to be like the featherweights that can throw a million shots around. And
yeah, again, we see the jab from Edwards there, 3 in succession. Left hook as well.
Trading left hooks there, but Edwards got through. Missed the left hook there and a nice right hand that got through. And Ojuederie's hands are dropping further and further down now. He looks very, very tired now, Ben. That right eye is now starting to worsen.
Ojuederie just starting to unravel here. Edwards is coming on quite strong.
I thought this was going to go to the scorecard when I see it first of all. I couldn't see one fighter stopping it, but as it goes at the moment, I think if Edwards puts his foot on the gas a little bit, he could get the stoppage here. But it begs the question, nice shots there. Would he want to? He's 6 rounds ahead. Does he need to go forward and stop it?
I suppose that Edwards wants to make the statement here, but he's winning the fight handily there.
Gets caught on the right hand there, but Edwards comes straight back. Edwards now, the crowd going mad and getting behind Edwards here. Nice flurry of punches. Oh, right hand there, Edwards. Edwards throws one back. Ojuederie gets rocked.
Ojuderie's fighting on instinct now. He really wants to set him up now.
Yeah, Edwards was looking to push to the finish there, but Ojuederie finds a right hand from someone that did seem to stumble Edwards for a split second. Cracking round.
Kevin, we talked at the end of the last round whether Menay Edwards should put his foot on the gas and try and force the stoppage, but we just saw then when he did, he left him so vulnerable for a counter.
Yeah, I mean, he was having the work and he was pressing there, but he did get caught as he did that, and that is always the risk. He probably wants to go forward and force a stoppage because of the bad blood, but he doesn't need to. You know, we're now into round 8, he's 7 rounds ahead on my cards. He doesn't need to that. He can really coast through these last 3 rounds, no problems at all if he wants to. But knowing the bad blood, if he gets the opportunity or he sees Ojuederie back to the ropes, he's going to go for it. Edwards is a fighter through and through, and all fighters are the same. If they get that scent of blood, they ultimately go for it.
Let's give credit though to Ojuederie there, because he was in trouble in the last round, and yeah, he's been a mile behind on the scorecards, but he's kept going, still trying in there.
Yeah, you know, he's behind on the scorecards. He's been roped a couple of times. He hasn't really taken a backward step. He wants to go and meet Edwards and make a fight of it, and it's the result of that is a cruiserweight fight that nice left hook right hand, and that's what he needs to do more of. It's been a good fight. It's been a very solid performance from Edwards, but it has been a good fight.
Ojuederie's been patient. He's trying to nail Edwards with the left hook. Let's see what he's trying to do now.
He looks a little bit more confident, Ojuederie, in this round. It looks like that right hand left hook has just given him a little bit more confidence. Edwards needs to get back on that jab and establish that jab. Nice left hook there. Rocked his head round now, stumbling across. Edwards moves in for the finish. He's covering up well, still Ojuederie at the moment. He looks tired now, Ojuederie.
Yeah, just when he was starting to enjoy a decent spell back from his Edwards.
Yeah, the confidence that I think he had, I think has just been knocked out of him with that flurry there from Edwards. Which is a shame, because this fight could risk just petering out to nothing. The last final rounds come in with Edwards so far ahead, so it was good to see Ojuederie in this round try and make a bit more of a fight of it to keep it as competitive as it is in this 8th round.
Close around though, could you make a case for a share, or do you think Edwards has taken?
I think it's a closer round, but I still think the cleaner work has come from Edwards. As in that's it there, I think he's the aggressor, and he's the one that's asking the questions of Ojuederie.
Again, the right hand. There's 2 rounds to go, and noticeably the early bravado from JJ Ojuederie at the end of the rounds is now long gone. He seems a fairly demoralised and beaten fighter now.
Yeah, he's got a lot to do. He's got to get the stoppage now to get the fight, and he did show a little bit of confidence more in that round, but Edwards is back on the jab. But Ojuederie did throw some good jabs at the start of this round.
It's very disheartening for JJ that once you feel as though you're working your way back into a fight, it's the other guy to then come on and enjoy his best spell and rock you in return.
Yeah, he just hasn't found the key to unlocking Edwards. He just hasn't been able to trouble him, or apart from that one where he caught Edwards coming in, he hasn't really had much success with it. So it must be disheartening for it, but fair play to him. He's still in there, he's still competing, and he's still trying to find a way. He hasn't sat back and sort of gone into a shell. He is trying to make a fight of it. And he catches Edwards with a left hand there as he comes in, but Edwards very much the aggressor. And then jabs working for Edwards again, looking for that straight right hand down the middle.
We've seen Tony Conquest tonight. Also we're familiar with Neil Dawson, Wadi Camacho. I mean, do you think Edwards could potentially compete with these guys, or do you think he's a little bit way behind?
I think he's a little bit way behind at the moment, but as we said before, because the pool of cruiserweight is so small, where does he go from here? You know, he could carry on fighting people that he's going to beat. Sooner or later he's going to have to make that step up and fight the guys of Tony Conquest and Wadi Camacho and people like that. But I think whoever loses out the Conquest and Camacho fight would be interesting, would be a good fight then for Edwards after that, to see where he is in terms of where he sits in the cruiserweight. So that would be interesting to see. That's a fight I'd like to see. The loser of Conquest and Camacho then takes on Edwards.
Absolutely. It's good to see the cruiserweight division actually moving again. For years it seems to have stagnated.
Nice right hand there for Edwards. Yeah, very much so. As we said, it's a funny division really. It's you know, it can be quite exciting at times with some big bangers because it's just like the heavyweights but smaller, as that's what it is. But you know, most of them tend to step up into that heavyweight. But a number of reasons: A, there's more money there, and B, the weight making is an issue. So, but Edwards again, that jab straight in the face of Ojuederie, whose hands are down round by his waist at the moment. Nice right hand there from Ojuederie. Edwards is back to the right, he's covering up well, Ojuederie.
Ojuederie wants absolutely stamped.
That round went really quickly.
10th and final round of a largely one-sided rematch between Menay Edwards and JJ Ojuederie, and barring something sensational, I can only see Edwards win.
Yeah, it's been a complete shutout so far from Edwards, and Ojuederie's got it all to do in this round, and he's got to go for it. He's got to try and get the stoppage. It's the only way he's going to win. I'd like to see a little bit more urgency from Ojuederie in this round, knowing that he's behind on the scorecard, and he must know he's behind on the scorecard. And is Edwards going to go for a stoppage, or is he going to be quite happy to see the fight out, knowing he's full well ahead on points?
Yeah, I should feel only now a mistake from Edwards could hand Ojuederie a route back into this fight.
His corner tell him coming to last round, he's just got to keep it tight, not do anything silly, not get drawn into anything. I'd imagine there's going to be an onslaught from Ojuederie at some stage. He's going to have to go for it at some stage.
Tried the right hand there, just missed.
And that jab all night has pretty much won Edwards the fight. Just constantly looking at a nice right hand from Edwards there. That jab just hasn't missed Ojuederie tonight.
Menay Edwards made a breakthrough in the first round with the swelling.
Ojuederie looking for the right uppercut there, but getting caught on the way out of Edwards' right hook.
Hopefully, as you say, Kevin, the fighters all found, you know, formal respect for each other. I mean, they've now shared 20 rounds with each other.
Yeah, it's almost got into a bit of a spar, really. They sort of know each other, and Ojuederie's found it difficult to unlock it. But I expected more urgency, definitely in this round for Ojuederie. I expected him to. Oh, nice right hand there, rocking the head back. Ojuederie holds on straight away.
Yeah, I think JJ's just happy to see this one through now.
If he's going to lose, he wants to lose on his feet, but a nice right hand there. And again, both trading shots there, lefts and rights getting through for both fighters.
Again, it's usually Edwards who has the final say.
Just a little bit of loose strapping on the glove there. Can't be very long left in this final round. I expect the onslaught at some stage, so I expect Ojuederie to go for it at some stage.
Again, it's been that type of night really for JJ Ojuederie. It's just not quite worked out for him at all.
Edwards has controlled the distance quite well. At times it's been a bit wild, and Edwards does tend to square up when he tends to get in close and throw the shots. His feet become very square, but Ojuederie hasn't been able to take advantage of that. But Edwards has ultimately controlled the distance very well. A clear shutout win for Edwards on my card.
Well, thankfully no needle at the end. Quite an embrace between the two fighters, but at least there's been no confrontation. Might as well pause it now till the
Here we go, let's get confirmation.
And your winner, and still
won every round. But Ojuederie did put up a good fight. He was, you know, he never took a step back and did make it competitive. But I didn't have it as close.